Jesus, the eternal embrace. Through the endless expanse of the heavens, the stairway of silver and light stretched upward, shimmering as though woven from eternity itself, each step glowing not with the hardness of stone, but with the softness of living light. Each breath of the stairway carrying the fragrance of unseen roses blooming along its path, roses that shone in violet and gold, their petals trembling with a gentle song carried by the breath of heaven, as if every flower had been born from a prayer once whispered in sorrow and now transformed into radiance. The stairway rose higher and higher, not confined to space or measure, but flowing like a river of light into the infinite sky. And at its summit, the golden gate of heaven stood wide open, not as a barrier, but as an embrace, shining with a brilliance too gentle to wound, too vast to measure, a light that revealed and healed, a light that did not blind but awakened, reminding every soul that gazed upon it that they had always belonged here, that this place was not strange but home, that eternity was not distant but present, waiting like a forgotten memory suddenly remembered with tears of joy. And from that gate stepped Jesus, clothed in a robe of purest white, the robe flowing not as fabric but as light given form, and across his shoulders lay a mantle of soft blue, shimmering as if woven from the first dawn of creation, and from his entire being radiated a glow of gentle purple, wrapping the world in tenderness, holiness, and eternal warmth. His face shone with a love that no word could contain, his eyes deeper than the oceans of time, filled with a compassion that stretched beyond galaxies, his gaze both infinite and intimate, as though he looked at the whole universe and at the same time into the very depths of a single trembling heart. With arms outstretched, he waited, not impatiently but eternally, as if all of history had bent toward this moment, as if all of creation had been woven for this embrace. And there, upon the stairway of silver, a child appeared, clothed in white as bright as morning snow, his small feet pressing eagerly upon the steps of light, his laughter rising like bells carried by a gentle wind, his eyes shining with the innocence of stars newly born, and he ran upward without fear, without hesitation, carried by joy, lifted by hope, drawn not by command, but by love. Every step he took caused the roses on either side to shimmer with brighter radiance, as though the whole of heaven rejoiced with his ascent, as though the very stairway sang for him. For every soul is known, every soul is celebrated, every soul is awaited. And though he was small, though his journey had been long, he felt no weight, no burden, for the nearer he came to Jesus, the lighter he became, as if every sorrow was falling away, as if every scar was being healed by unseen hands. His heart raced not with fear, but with the ecstasy of knowing that the arms outstretched above were meant for him, that the light shining from that gate called him by name, that the eternal embrace of Christ was not an image for the world in general, but a gift for his own soul, uniquely, personally, completely. Closer and closer he came, until at last he reached the summit, and Jesus bent low, not in distance but in love, his smile radiant like the rising sun, his eyes a fountain of compassion without end, and the child leapt into his arms. And in that moment, the universe itself seemed to pause, all stars holding their breath, all creation hushed in reverence. For within that embrace was the truth of existence, the reason of life, the fulfillment of every prayer. The soul returning to its creator, the child of earth resting in the arms of eternal love. And though no word was spoken, the child heard within his spirit a voice clearer than sound, a voice that had been speaking since before time began. You are mine. You have always been mine. You will never be apart from my love. And tears fell from his eyes, but they were not tears of sorrow. They were tears of release, of joy too deep to bear, of healing so complete that even memory was transformed into song. Around them, the stairway still glowed, the roses still trembled with fragrance, the gate still shone with eternity, but none of these mattered now, for all of heaven was contained in the arms of Christ. All of eternity was revealed in the embrace of God and soul. All of creation had found its home in love, and that embrace did not loosen, did not fade, for it was not bound by time, it was not limited by space, it was the eternal embrace, the embrace that holds forever. And the child, once weary, once wandering, was now whole, now radiant, now free, and in the arms of Jesus he became not only himself, but the song of every soul that has ever longed for love, every heart that has ever broken, every tear that has ever been shed. He became the living witness that in Christ nothing is lost, nothing is wasted, nothing is beyond redemption. And as the vision widened, more souls could be seen upon the stairway. Men and women, old and young, each clothed in garments of light, each carrying their own stories, their own burdens, their own songs, and as they ascended, they too were lightened. They too felt the weight fall away, until one by one each reached the summit, and one by one each was gathered into those same arms, not hurried, not divided, but wholly, as if each alone was the beloved of Christ, as if eternity itself had paused for them. The embrace was endless, yet never exhausted. For love eternal does not divide, it multiplies, it deepens, it flows without ceasing. And in this great embrace, heaven was not merely a place but a union, not merely a vision but a belonging, not merely an end but a beginning without end. For this was the mystery revealed, that the stairway of silver and light is not only the path of one child but of all humanity, that the roses of violet and gold are not only ornaments but the prayers of every generation blooming into eternity, that the gate of heaven is not locked but forever open, shining with the welcome of God, and that Jesus, standing with arms wide, is not a figure of distant glory but the living heart of love, waiting for each soul as if for the only soul, embracing not only the righteous but the broken, not only the strong but the weak, not only those who never faltered but those who fell 1,000 times, for his love is not earned but given, not limited but infinite, not passing but eternal. And so the vision sings on unending, the stairway gleaming, the roses shining, the gate glowing, the arms open, and every soul that ascends knows the same truth, that beyond fear, beyond sorrow, beyond time itself, there is only love, only the eternal embrace, only Jesus.